All right, fellas, y'all are ready to ball out. We're doing an Undertale horror AU first. After that, wait, how long is the poll? How long is the poll left? Oh, it's almost done. All right, we're gonna do this video first. This is the video that's gonna be first, fellas. All right, I'm ready, Freddy. 1,000 bits is crazy. Yeah, just for it to not happen. Who do you do? How? I told you, gang. I'm not doing it. Let me turn on my fan, cause I'm hot as crap. My balls are sweating. Hold on. Give me a second. My balls are sweaty, boy. Alright, fellas, I need y'all to say the intro. I need y'all to say the intro. Oh my god, fuck off ads. We got ads? Thank you, King. Of course, Star Volts. What did the other one say? Skibbity Toilet Pete. Bro, I'm not reacting to Skibbity Toilet, bro. I'm sorry. Please make sure to write down Sonic vs. Sonic Black versus Dark versus Sonic Different tomorrow. You should do something for you soon, but never did. I did say that, did I? Hold on, let me screenshot that, Joe, real quick. There you go. Alright, say the intro, fellas. Say the intro. Say the intro. Say the intro. We're back with another who? Huh? Bang! Cuddy. Alright, this Undertale horror AU broke me by my Casey Valentine. Lock in now.
Later this year will mark the 10-year anniversary of the game Undertale.
Golly, it's been 10 Undertale dropped in 2015? Golly, bruh.
Later this year will mark the 10-year anniversary of the game Undertale. Despite Toby Fox's inexperience when developing the game, the charming characters, hopeful themes...
Why is Goku right here? Undertale got Unk status. Bro, this editing's amazing. Shout out Case, bro.
Immersive storytelling, supported by its memorable soundtrack, have cemented the game into a grander part of modern culture. Thanks to many Let's Play videos and its $9.99 price tag, the fanbase grew exponentially, with many possessing creative minds. Creative minds with a love for putting the world and its beloved characters in alternate scenarios. These scenarios can sometimes be silly what-ifs.
Wait, there. Oh, right. Okay. I keep forgetting Undertale is like so like prevalent in like the multiverse saga. So, like, I'm being so serious. Did Undertale create the like the multiverse first? Oh yeah, R.I.P. Edicus, of course. But did Undertale create like the multiverse? Because I know Invincible was early on, obviously like comics and stuff like that. But like prevalently, was it like Undertale that kind of like, you know, not invented, but was the one of the first mainstream things to like start the whole multiverse shit? You know what I mean?
Times they can change the
it popularized. That's what I'm saying.
way we view the game, but there are ones that can make your flesh crawl.
What the fuck? Bro, wait, what? Why Casey Valentine upgraded into production? What the crap? Cuddy, what the heck? Yo, hold on. Hold on. Cuddy, golly, bro, why are these guys in like Gotham, Cuddy? Like, Cuddy, he playing his DS in Gotham, bro. Thank you for the shrimp bits. Hold on, let me change something up real quick. Let me switch something up. Hold on. There we go. Let me do this. There we go. There we go. The display screen was way too big. You couldn't see the full screen. That's way better.
Like I said in the opening sequence, Undertale's massive following led to countless AUs. People wanted more of the story and characters, so as a result, they made more. When it comes to AUs, one of the most popular—
We got a gooner in chat. Point him out. Hey, snitch. Hey, gang, we need a snitch. Expose the gooner. Out him out. Expose them. Give me names. Execute this gooner. I need to find a gooner, though. It's you. What's good, Nove? Who we talking? Gooning, dude. Oh, hey, Cuddy, is that him? Is this the guy? Is this the gooner? It's Ultra. Show yourself. It's Ultra 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Discount Ultra 1, 2, 3. I just joined. What's up? We're watching a horror tell you thing. It's a joke. Nah, Gooner. Nah, mods. Hey, mods, put him on timeout, Cuddy. Hey, belt to ass, mods. Bitch, get the fuck out of here. His name is Hoodie Dude. No.
Of the horror variety who wouldn't want to see our favorite characters go through the most horrifying scenarios possible. They can either be someone exploring their dark, twisted mind, or they can be well-crafted experiences.
I want to know, what is the general consensus of the worst horror, like, Undertale AU? Like, genuinely, is there, like, a consensus worst one? I'm obviously, I'm not really involved with the Undertale community, but, like, is there an Undertale where, like, it's, like, one massive, like, just consensus that is considered the worst?
While the game itself isn't scary at all, I'd argue that it has grounds for horror. There are already themes like death and existential dread, not to mention the existence of monsters. All we have to do is make everything a bit more grim dark, rid the world of its cheerful elements, alter the characters' personalities to make them more disturbed, while making it so that they visually appear gnarly. We also can't forget to put Frisk and intern the player in constant fight or flight. All that is what
There's a Underlust? Also, why do you know that exists, bruh? Did he just out himself? Did he just out himself, fellas? Hey, yo, did my man just out himself? Why do you know that, gang? Why do you know that? It's popular. Nah, Cuddy. We watching you, hey, bruh. Mods, watch his ass. Mods, put snipers on his ass. Mods, put snipers on. He's one of them. That's what I'm saying. How does one become a hoodie mod? You don't. Because I didn't have to pay you.
Undertale horror AUs do, and more.
Underworlds? Okay. Well, they're like in hell?
Up first, we have Underworld. This AU is made by a Tumblr user named Coolsart, before they eventually moved on from the project. Still, it exists in multiple mediums, including a blog site, art that is both official and fan-made.
Hellish Scretion. Why is, like, Sans, like, fat? I mean, he was always fat, but what's that red dot on my head? Could he snipe his ass? Golly. Okay. So they... Okay. Also, where's the blood coming from? Aren't they skeletons? Is this bone marrow? I suppose. Okay.
As well as a fan game. We have our usual horror AU trope of making everyone a lot more bloodthirsty and animalistic. But
okay, I got that. But like, okay,
there's a catch.
I feel like you'll explain.
The setup for this story differs. Originally, Underworld was made to be the result of the player tampering with the game files so much that it corrupted the monsters, causing them to go irreversible changes. Although, according to the wiki, things have seemed to have changed, as now this world is a result of a multiversal being corrupting the universe. I much prefer the former due to the fact it's unique. I mean, sure, the trope of corrupted game copies is nothing new, but this particular
would you rather kill Skibbity Toiler or kill Gooners? Both.
Execution is something I've never seen before. No matter what setup the story follows, the rest of the story remains untouched. I think I need to mention that everything that happened before the events of the game still happen. The corruption occurs after Frisk falls down. Also, the only possible path to take is the genocide route, all without the ability to save or reset. The AU starts off with Frisk falling into the underground, this time breaking an arm when they land. And also,
god damn, off rip.
The artwork I've seen of this version of Frisk, they don't have a blank face. Instead, they're either sad or in fear. I mean, who can blame them? Give this bitch a Caniac combo. Like,
what? Give this bitch a Caniac combo. What the fuck? Okay, so it's more like, okay, I mean, it makes sense. It's a more realistic approach whenever a child falls. Why'd you call him a bitch? That's crazy, gang. That's funny as shit. Alright, girl, I'll be mad as shit, Cuddy. Let me fall down and I'll wake up to a Popeye Cinna meal, bitch. A Rakai Popeyes meal, bruh. My ass gonna die right then and there, bruh. Dude, I ain't gonna lie. I'm thinking about it right now. If I have like a Thanksgiving dinner and someone gives me a Kai Cenat Popeyes meal, I'm sniping you right where you stand, bro. Like, you getting kicked out the fucking place. Ads. I need to eat.
Come across Flowey first, which in the fan game, they are initially distrusting of Frisk.
Fuck Flowey.
However, this version of Flowey isn't as psychotic as all the other characters we'll soon encounter. He's changed for the better. He actually patches up Frisk's arm and teams up with them for the rest of the story.
That's cool as hell.
The story follows a very similar pattern to the original game. It's just that the music is reversed, it's visually gloomier, and of course, the monsters drank evil milk. Speaking of which, let's get into that.
Bro, what the fuck? Who botched, like, Undyne's face, bruh? Imagine I fall underground, should be forced to listen to Rakai freestyles, bro. This shit looks low-key, yo. Goody golly, why are they so what happened to Papyrus? Goody, Miss Man Sans, like, ate, like, 5 protein shakes, but how did you get bigger? Thanks for the follow, bro. Thanks for the follow. Thanks for the follow. But like, dog, ugh. Golly, bro. This is like, I don't know. This is like the after effects of Botox, bro.
Let's start off with Toriel. Appearance-wise, she's much larger and more grotesque than her canon self.
What the fuck? Ew. Sans don't even look like Sans no more, bro. That's what I'm saying, dog. What happens? Like, what transpired for Toriel in this end universe to hear me out, pack his ass up, pack his ass up, pack his ass up, sniped his ass, Cuddy, hey, Cuddy, killed his ass. Like, dog, it's crack.
More resembling an actual goat, just much more horrific. Fuck, dude. If you showed me that image when I was 8, I would have been put in the same chokehold Smile Dog put me in.
I would have done it with like the Jet the Killer face. That shit still haunts me, I ain't gonna lie.
Still kind and motherly, but that is just a front to hide her true sadistic nature. Actually, she's the one who killed all the other fallen children, as they all tried to leave her side but failed. Brisk did the same thing, so Toriel attacks them in an attempt to take their soul. Now for Sans, his size not only increased, but his strength as well.
It's absolute Sans, bruh. If you're like bait Gil level of richness, would you still do reaction videos? You mean Bill Gates, dumbass? Wait, wait, Bait Gil? Who the fuck is Bait Gil? Who the Bait Gil is insane, dude. Bro, this man absolute Sans, bro.
Blasters are gone, but his new arsenal makes up for it. He now adopts big meaty claws and a large set of sharp teeth. His bottom jaw is now split in half. A trait that carried over from his canon appearance is how his eye will still glow blue. Like most of the monsters in this realm, he's psychotic. He's out for the blood of any human, although his brother Papyrus is in a different position. So
is it a saint?
Oh, no head? Sorry, I had to.
Thank you, Casey.
Papyrus lacks a head, and the base where his head should be just spews out Coke Zero.
I think he likes a lot of things. He likes his head and his arms. Cause he tried to 1v1 the new Iron Fist man, bro.
He doesn't have any arms either. He's not psychotic, but it's not like he can show any emotion. We don't even know how much of his original personality he retained or what his true intentions are.
I feel like his original personality maintains. He just can't express himself because, you know, he doesn't have a face, but wait, how does he know where to walk? Can't hear. So many questions.
As for the rest of the characters, including Napstablook, Undyne, Asgore, and Muffet,
what the fuck happened to Undyne? Like, I get it, it's a horror like tale, like so like it's scarier, but like, what are the in-canon explanations for them to be this grotesque? These look like SpongeBob like still frames, you know what I mean?
There isn't too much to say about them. It's the same with Toriel and Sans, where they are just Samsoluk, steroid-injected versions of their former selves. Alphys's design has her fused with all the amalgamates in a cruel twist of karma and irony. Metaton's design is particularly—
Wait, what happened?
Design has her fused with all Samsoluk, steroid-injected versions of their former selves. Alphys's design has her fused with all the amalgamates in a cruel twist of karma—
That's Alphys? Yes! Yes! That's not right. That's not right. That's Alphys. Fuck Alphys. I don't care. One of the most annoying characters in all time. Cause he deserved. That's all I'm gonna say. Deserved. I've insulted the one Alphys fan in the world, bro. I don't care.
And irony. In the blog site, a headcanon was confirmed that the monsters' nervous systems are all fucked up, leaving them in zombie-like states. All I have to say is, damn, might as well call this lobotomy tale. Wait, that's probably a thing. I forgot
Thank you, Casey.
to mention, Burger
Buddy, if I give you 5,000 bits, will you reach no, I probably won't.
Pants is completely unaffected in this AU. Like I mentioned before, Underworld was discontinued by its creator. Having said that, if anyone's interested, this AU is now up for grabs. There's also that fan game I mentioned, and from what we have so
wait. Why was this, like, discontinued? Did the creator ever mention that? Imagine the creator just fucked off. It just wasn't funny anymore. The creator found God. College. Why did but this was, I like this. This is a cool, like, this is a cool take on it, you know what I mean?
far, it's pretty solid. It also makes a few changes to the original AU storyline. That gets me to another topic of discussion when it comes to Undertale AUs. A lot of them are just discontinued. The Undertale craze was basically a decade ago. It's only natural that many of the creators have grown out of their creations. I'd love to see how the story ends though.
Am I getting an ad?
Hey, I hope you're enjoying the video so far.
Hi, Casey. Dude, this production quality in this Casey video is phenomenal. Dude, shout out to you, bruh.
I just want to let you guys know that I will be uploading exclusive content onto my Patreon, including sneaks at future videos and early access.
I really wonder who has the most unhinged Patreon of all time. Like, imagine there's like a creator that does like book reviews, or like they knit clothes for like dogs and cats, you know what I mean? And like you go to their Patreon, it's just them boxing single mothers. Like, you know, like I really wonder which, like I know it doesn't make sense, but at the same time, like I'm genuinely curious on which person has the most unhinged Patreon. You know what I mean? Jack Doherty? I guess. Get your bag, bro.
Plus, if you subscribe, you get a shout out at the end of each video. Not only that, you're also supporting me and future videos. All you have to do is click on the link in the description or go to patreon.com/Mike.
Hoodie dude, would you make an OnlyFans? Probably not, to be honest.
Casey Valentine. Then you can subscribe for the low price of $2 a month. Again, it's patreon.com/MyCaseyValentine, or click on the link in the description. Now on with the show.
Hey, you heard my man's gonna support the Patreon. He gave me 5,000 bits. Should I react to Skibidi Toilet? No. Hoodie dick goes hard. Fuck off.
Now this next Undertale AU isn't just any Undertale horror AU, it's all of them. Well, at least—
What the fuck? Undertale, Underfail, Underswap. Fresh! Shout out Underverse, Cuddy. Introduced me to all— What the fuck? Why does he have a tail? Is he a furry? Maybe. Flower Fail, Horror Tail, Flowey Possession, Gasters. I ain't gonna lie. These drips are these fits kind of hard. These fit ink. These fits kind of hard.
it's the most popular ones. What do I mean by
Hoodie
that?
is scamming me. This is bullshit. How am I scamming you, gang? I said I wasn't watching this shit. That's on you, bruh. It's like a motherfucker donating to an obvious rug pull. They scam me, bruh. Cuddy, you donated to fucking... it's a fucking Dogecoin, Cuddy. Meme coin. Damn, Cuddy, they scam me.
Is it a project like Underverse? Well, yes, but
What
actually
do you do? The
no.
viewership dropped from 120 to 90. Fuck them.
It's a bit darker than that. Warning, this AU gave me a ton of head scratches, and you'll
Really?
probably feel the same way. You'll also say damn way more with this one than the last one. Sans himself puts it best. Timelines jumping left and right, stopping and starting until everything suddenly ends. In the case of Help Tale, many of Undertale's AUs stopped, but rather than be wiped out, they all fused together in one fucked up Lovecraftian salad.
Ugh. Like the average school lunch food, bruh. Who the toughest one? Me.
Every major character exists as an IT. Amalgamations that fuse every incantation of a certain character into an incomprehensible being.
What the
Depending
fuck?
on how different each incantation is, their ITs become more or less cohesive to compensate. Just like with Underworld, this AU follows a similar story pattern to the canon, just now involving ITs in the different variants. On February 15th of 2016, a user named Killer the Cat uploaded an I'mGer post onto Reddit titled Help Tale Volume No.
Gurgling noise.
This post had a series of images with what seems to be regular Undertale gameplay from a distance. As we already know, it isn't. Some dedicated fans of this AU have gone out of their way to animate the first few gameplay segments.
Oh, that's so
shout
cool.
out to them. There is an online document that has a detailed outline on the rules of this universe and its new story. It's really useful because without it, we'd just be left with so many questions throughout this whole thing. Plus, the fake gameplay stopped without covering everything, so at least we have an idea of how the rest of the story will play out.
But that's really cool.
We're in the perspective of a faceless Frisk, or FR_SK. What is
Motherfucker misspelled his name. But I really want to know more about the guts, the berserk tail.
Let's call them Frisk because it's easier. We first see them approaching Flowey. It appears that he's making gurgling noises. We can see up
Gurgling.
close that Flowey's face is a bit disfigured. A battle initiates with Flowey, but it's just in stasis. Nothing is happening. Flowey runs away and nothing happens on screen until a speech bubble appears saying die. The
Okay.
game appears frozen until it says, but nobody came. We find ourselves at the entrance of the ruins, with the players say
I think you're in I think you mentioned you're in college, I think, but I don't remember, so I need to know, what do you study in? It's okay if you don't answer since it's personal. Nah, it's good. I'm studying intergalactic law.
saving. The text box first says, null equals
What do you do? Do you support Yes. What the fuck? Yes, I support. What the fuck? Yes, I do. Yes, I support everybody except bad people, I guess. What the fuck?
var saved text before repeating the word null 8 times. Part 1 ends with
Could he do? Do you support existing? I don't know, man. I don't know. Hold on. Not to get political or anything, guys, but I feel like people should exist.
The phrase, you're filled with swap_80j. Part 2 continues through the ruins, where we encounter
Except Gooners, thank you.
puddle, though this puddle is actually the IT of Napstablook. Frisk tries
What?
ruins, where we encounter a puddle, though this puddle is actually the IT of Napstablook.
My favorite character got reduced to cum.
Frisk tries to move it with force before a battle initiates. They try flirting with it, so then the puddle foams up a little bit. Then they try talking to it, but the puddle can't communicate back. Frisk also
I drink it? What the fuck? What the?
pets the puddle, which causes it to spew a strange liquid into the air. When Frisk talks to it again, the puddle starts to sob, repeating
so
no over and over
sad.
again. Frisk continues to talk to the puddle, to which the puddle stops sobbing. The game congratulates the player.
Alright, Hoodie, I paid for your groceries. This money, please, Hoodie. Just watch episode 78. One episode, just give it one chance, please. No!
But now the puddle just cries. The options are now blank. When the bottom left selection is picked, the puddle just responds with exclamation points and question marks. The battle wraps up with a text box saying, post-battle string BL. Part 3 continues alongside the ruins. Flowey tries to give Frisk something, which is a locket. This locket is the IT of the 6th.
Also, wait, how much money do you have, bruh? I'm being so serious. Bro, trying to bribe me.
Human souls. Its purpose is to separate the souls within an IT, and it also possesses the ability to absorb souls. Of course, Frisk takes it, resulting in Flowey randomly saying leave before laughing. Flowey starts repeating the phrases thank and help until eventually he dissolves. The dog
He just dissolves? Okay. This one's cool, but it just seems dumb in like the most respectful way possible to the original creator. Like he just dissolves. What the dude? He fucking drank Raid.
document perfectly explains how Flowey's IT works. Flowey as a character is a bit of a curiosity, only existing as a sort of vessel for Azrael's dust essence and determination. Furthermore, some AUs, with Story Shift possibly being the best example, feature other characters existing in the same form of Flowey, so he isn't strictly tied to Azrael across all versions. As a result of this, Hope Tales Flowey isn't even a true IT, but is essentially every single character in Undertale as Flowey at the same time, resulting in heavily jarring and contradictory behavior, and being at such odds with itself that it eventually fails to keep itself in one piece and dissolves completely.
Okay.
Back to the story, a blob silhouette approaches Frisk from behind. It says some incomprehensible text, but upon closer inspection it says,
Someone got Undertale from a fucking flea market, bro. The Undertale your grandma gives you for Christmas, gang. I remember one Christmas, my grandma gave me like an NBA jersey. That shit had no team and no back of the name. I opened that bitch. I thought it was a Portland jersey. This was when Damian Lillard was still with the Blazers, right? Well, he's back now. But before he left to Milwaukee, I asked my grandma for a jersey. I opened it. It was like black and red, so I thought Portland. That bitch, that junk said nothing, gang. Ain't nobody on that jersey, bro. I was so sad, bro.
human, don't you know?
Bro got a boneless jersey. It was literally blank, bro. It was dead ass blank. It was a blank jersey. Dude, I'm being so dead ass. Hand on my heart, bro.
How to greet a new pal? If the dialogue and setting don't make it obvious, this is supposed to be the IT of Sans. I think it's better we use its actual badass name, Skelebaner.
Oh, I like Skelebaner. What is it? $100 to Skibbity Toilet episode 78. $100 for 13 minutes, Hoodie. Think about the money and what you could buy with that. All right, guys, hear him out. Hear him out. Hear him out, fellas. Should we react to Skibbity Toilets? I mean, I already made my decision, but y'all are just as much in this than I am. Come on. Come on. Hoodie, give us one reason as to not watch Skibbity Toilet for all this money. I don't want to. Hell nah. Oh, they already did it, Cuddy.
Sanstrosity. Part 4 goes more in depth with the battle with Sanstrosity. I think I should read out the description given by the document.
Smells like sound. Wait, what the fuck? Hold on. Hold on. It smells like sound. What the fuck? What does that mean? Average fortune cookie.
Given by the document.
You know what? Just do it. No.
For Sanstrosity, which also summarizes how the battle went. Probably the most straightforward of the ITs. The Sanstrosity's attacks are characterized by their sluggishness, with easily avoidable rows of bones and slowly sweeping reverse gaster blasters. Shoots flaming gasoline out of its many orifices, and is pacified by feeding it snow. It's
Okay.
here where Frisk takes the locket and separates the souls within Monstrosity. You get the following message. When down, it's time to reset. As something's changed, with the repeating changed over and over. Frisk wakes up and sees Tails and Sans introducing himself. Tails End is an
What did he say?
over and over. Frisk
Yo,
wakes
dog.
up and sees
What the
Tails
fuck?
and Sans introducing himself.
Well, let me get the Sans voice. Shadow! Yo, dog, I'm Sant like, bro. What the fuck? Why are you saying dog? Microaggression Sans?
Tails End is an Undertale AU, where the main characters have switched roles in the story.
I will dookie on your pillow when you sleep, and if you don't watch it. You know what? What the fuck? Thanks for the follow, by the way,
In the
man.
case of Sans, he takes the caretaker role, a role filled up by Toriel in the main story. Sans asks Frisk about the IT, to where he brings up how Science Sans has a theory. Science Sans is from an AU where he works with Alphys, as well, a scientist. That's the most basic
I would assume Science Sans is a scientist.
way I could summarize it. We continue over to part 6, where Tails and Sans introduces Frisk to Science Sans. Science Sans asks Frisk about
So is all of these just Sans?
the IT. He tells Frisk that he doesn't know where they came from, and that they're practically immortal, meaning they can't
Thanks
be
for follow.
killed through normal means. He also has info dumps that he tried to kill an IT through abnormal means. Sans then takes Frisk to the Snowdin exit, where they can see the IT he was talking about. So then, Frisk gets approached by the Papyrus IT, or the Papalgamit. Everything's happy, the text says.
As Papyrus is turned asunder, dude. Average, like, dude, I feel like this is what happens if you drink too much, like, fucking, like, Prime by Logan Paul and shit. Average lunchly enjoyer. I've been stuck on this one goddamn frame several minutes ago, but at least I can still hear the audio. My fault,
Allow
bro.
me to read the description for the Papalgamit. Due to the drastically conflicting personalities of its composite parts, the Papalgamit is constantly screaming and occasionally tears at itself. Its
Jesus.
attacks prove a greater challenge than those of the Monstrosity, with additional heads firing beams and additional limbs stretching around and popping up.
Imagine, like, the most avid Papyrus fan, like a child just watching this shit, excited, not knowing it's this, and they're getting nightmares for all eternity. That's gotta be the funniest shit ever. Like, I'm just imagining a child looking at Undertale videos, right, who loves Papyrus and Sans. They come across this, Papalgamites. Hey, what's up, Easy? And they just, like, what? They just start screaming, like, just screaming from the top of their lungs, bro. It's like what happened to me with like creepypastas. I thought Slenderman was a cool, funny guy, and same with Jeff the Killer, and I would give him nightmares for like years.
Pacified by giving it a
Railed by Papyrus or railed by Sans? You're railed by this fucking banhammer, Cuddy. Nah. Maz, get him out of here. Get him out of here, Cuddy.
hug, followed by bathing it repeatedly. Like the description says, after being hugged and bathed repeatedly, Frisk pacifies the Papalgamit and follows up by using the locket to separate the souls. This part ends with the same message that was given to Sans when separated. In the next part, Frisk comes across a letter. Of course, it's just Papyrus's spaghetti message. Underneath the letter, there's a note with small text that reads out, "Is that the best you can do?" Part 9 starts with Frisk exploring Snowdin and eventually meeting Underswap Papyrus.
I ain't gonna lie, Underswap Papyrus got a fit though. What do you think of the money? Think of the money. Cuddy, did you just stutter? Try again.
Underswap is an AU where the characters have swapped
I ain't gonna lie, Asgore, this fit is hot dick. Like, he dressed like an English teacher, bitch. Trash ass. Who is this Aura Farmer? Is that Undyne? Ugh.
personalities and roles. In the case of Papyrus, he's more like his brother and vice versa. Papyrus is trying to take Frisk to find the king. Most of this part is pretty much just Frisk following Papyrus's path. After Frisk saves and Papyrus wishes them well, they're then face to face with Fresh Sans. Basically, Fresh Sans is a version of Sans with a 90s persona. So there's this appearance of shades and a backwards cap.
I hate Fresh Sans, dude. If you watch Underverse, you know why I hate this fucker. Unrelated, but could you download Undertale Yellow on GameJolt at some point? GameJolt download? You want my PC to blow up, don't you, Cuddy? He's about to be like that Alan Becker video, bruh. The Dark Lord has my PC and it just blows this shit up. I'm not downloading jack shit for no GameJolt game. That shit finna... Malware final boss, bruh. Did this motherfucker just corral? Oh, my fault. You motherfuckers got on my nerves.
As well as his usage of words like
Buddy.
raw. Actually, Fresh
What do you
Sans
do
isn't
to eat me? What the fuck? I just noticed that. Hey, good snitch. W snitch. W snitches in the chat. W snitch. W snitch.
Sans, and is instead a parasite that took over his body. Fresh Sans initiates a battle with Frisk. Part 10 gives us a look into this battle. Fresh Sans puts the player in these predicaments that revolve around the soul skateboarding, while also having some attacks that are just gaster blasters with shades. In between, the player would light a cigarette to the annoyance of Fresh Sans. sands. Once enough cigarettes are
Like PC principle.
lit, fresh sands become subdued and awakens his true form.
Wait, did he? What did he say?
Sands. Once enough cigarettes are lit, fresh sands become
It's funk time. What spirit animal are you? I don't know, a koala or some shit. It's funk time. I ain't gonna lie, if I'm boxing someone, Cuddy, and he pulls out the word "it's funk time" from his bag, he got that shit, bruh.
subdued and awakens his true form.
It's like finding one of those kids who like Naruto ran in middle school, bro, or like in high school. One of those guys that were like, I don't even know.
The player just responds with having the locket in their hand and absorbing fresh sands' soul, defeating him and resulting in the same screen as the other battles. The following part is not numbered. It has the player just trying to open Help Tale on their PC. They even try to open the file directory. After
POV, you downloaded a Game Jolt game.
repeated attempts, nothing works
What? Hoodie, $100. Imagine all the money. Fuck off.
out, so they end up having to restart their PC. In part 11, we continue the story. Frisk leaves behind 2 plates of snow-covered food before they bump into Baby Bones Papyrus. Baby Bones Papyrus is just Papyrus as a little kid. He
Okay.
decides the two of them should go on a quest together in search of Papyrus's cat. It's now the player's objective to find the cat, and after searching under a rock and in some trees, the player finds a pit and decides to jump into it. After much exploring, we finally see the cat, who's just a cat version of Papyrus.
So, does this person have like a papyrus fetish? What the fuck?
Once the cat is grabbed,
You
a
grab
limb
the
jumps
cat.
up from the depths.
What the fuck?
This limb is a part of the Undyne IT. Part 12 displays the battle with the limb. The limb attacks with its many tendrils, and the player
Shut up. What's up, Red? $100 ain't nothing compared to prices these days. That's true. Also, don't donate money to me to watch Skibbity Toilet. I'm not watching that shit, dog. I said that multiple times. You can do what you want. Do what you want, bro.
can choose to stroke, pull, or tear the limb. After
Ew.
enough actions,
Stroke,
the
pull,
limb
or
just
tear the
vanishes
limb.
back into the depths, ending the battle. Frisk leaves the pit and then reunites with Papyrus. Papyrus, excited to see his kitten again, invites Frisk over to his Snowdin house. We continue on with Frisk venturing around Snowdin. Of course, they eventually meet up with Papyrus. Papyrus welcomes Frisk to his home with open arms. He tells them to come to a place with tasty food. Frisk meets up with
What's good, coochie dude? That was funny. I'll let it slide.
Swap Papyrus, who's acting like the two haven't met before. He comes up with a riddle for Frisk to solve. The player solves it and enters inside Grillby's, which is named to El Papyro. Now we see the diners filled with all kinds of sands and papyruses, including ones we already met and some new ones as well. The player interacts with both Underfell Sands, which is a popular AU where some characters are evil,
Yeah, the edgy sands. Right. Okay.
and Under Novella Sands, an AU based on Spanish telenovelas. Under Novella Papyrus or Papyro asks if there's anything Frisk wants, to which
I just find this one more funny than scary.
Underswap Papyrus translates for him and suggests chips and salsa. Being the troll that he is, Underswap Papyrus wants to add the ghost pepper sauce. Frisk takes the chips and salsa and moves over to Baby Bones Papyrus's table. Here, Baby Bones Papyrus tells Frisk all about an adventure he had. The story he tells is interesting because it mentions an encounter with a limb. Baby Bones Papyrus decides to try out the chips and salsa, only for his mouth to start burning up. He bumps into Underfell Sands, and in anger, Underfell Sands initiates a battle, only for it to be interrupted by Underfell Papyrus. Baby Bones Papyrus thanks Frisk for saving his life, claiming that Frisk is just as strong as a papyrus. Frisk tries to take the Papyrus exit, but is unfortunately not cool enough. They then try to talk to Under Mafia Sands.
Why are there so many sands and papyruses? Like, I really wonder who created which and what situation caused them. Is there like influencer sands? You know, like how Smurfs are, Grumpy Smurf. Like, these are what Undertale like AUs remind me of, Smurfs. Like, oh, appreciate the follow, Brody. Thanks for the follow. But you know what I mean? Why the fuck did Twitch just tweak out on him? Sorry, broke.
I don't think there's much to explain about Under Mafia, it's just Undertale with Mafia elements. Sans just responds with how the Underfell brothers shouldn't be messed with. In the following part, we see Frisk talking to Under Mafia Papyrus at the Snowdin Hotel, just to stay the night. Papyrus asks Frisk if they want to join in on the raid that's happening that night. The player chooses yes, so then Papyrus talks about how he wants the recipe for Papyro's tacos, and lets Frisk stay at the hotel free of charge for the night. Some time passes and both Frisk and Sans get ready for the raid. They meet up with Papyrus at El Papyro to set themselves up. The next few parts have the player exploring the kitchen in search of the recipe, while also reading notes and solving riddles. Through these notes, we start to learn that Papyro conducted some kind of unethical experiment for a recipe. Eventually, they approach the last room they need to be in. Here, the Under Novella brothers and the Under Mafia brothers have a standoff. Later, Under Novella Sans warns of a dangerous threat. This causes the Under Mafia brothers to leave. From the corner of the room, an amalgamate that's a few Sans and Papyrus appear.
How did no one notice this one? Whatever.
You may also know them as Six Bones. When I tell my homies I love them like a brother, this is what I mean. The story doc tells us that
POV, the two friends in the friend group that are always dick riding one another.
Six Bones can exist as long as the IT's retrospective brother is freed. The entirety of part 18 is the boss battle with Six Bones. The battle has the player dodging all kinds of bones and trying various actions, including hugging Six Bones and having a conversation about puzzle design. The battle ends with the player eating a plate of spaghetti off the floor, making Six Bones feel content. This leads the player to spare Six Bones. Let's just call part 19 a bit of a filler episode. It mainly has the player exploring different parts of Snowdin and interacting with different versions of Sans and Papyrus. This theater scene in particular is pretty funny. Towards the end of this part, the player has
Mr. Quadruple just dick crow. Thanks for the follow. I'm gonna get some water. I'm low-key thirsty. Entertain the chat. Entertain the YouTube for a second, fellas. Entertain the YouTube for a little bit. Hold on, I gotta get some water. Alright, I'm back. Who is Punch Made Dev? Who is that? I'm not. Who is Punch Made Dev? What the fuck? Hold on. Oh, him? Yeah, I'm actually Punch Made Dev. Yeah, alright, you got me. You caught me.
out of Snowdin. Underswap Sans tries to warn them of the dangers ahead, but the player proceeds and saves the game. Now it's time for our last part. The player explores around Waterfall while also having different encounters with the limb. Of course, we do get that eventual encounter with Undyne's IT, and it plays out similarly to Undyne's battle in the original game, though it takes the player distraction and running away to get away from Undyne. The player reaches Hotland, and the Undyne IT follows, only for the bridge to break under it. This
fat ass
results in the Undyne IT falling in the lava. The last thing we see in this part is a GIF that displays the game tweaking out, where we can see Alfie's for a split second before the game crashes. Here's where the gameplay segments would help tail end, but the document gives us an idea of what's to come next. Let's start with the characters we haven't seen yet. There isn't much on Alfie's in Mettaton besides their designs and how their societies operate when—
So you see, this is what happens when this is what happens when you download a Game Jolt game, bro. Look at that. Look at what this is what happened in Mettaton, bro. Hoodie Goat, are you 5'5"? Are the rumors true? No, I am not 5'5". I am not.
Separated, which I'll get into later. Asgore and Toriel don't have separate ITs. Instead, they share one big one due to their inseparable nature in the fandom. Gaster struggles to keep a physical form because of how different his interpretations are, while Kara exists in—
But he reproduced Prodstar's message. What was his message? What'd he say? Hold on. What'd you say? What'd you say? What'd you say, buddy? Watch it. If it's some fucking dumbass shit, I would laugh. Hoodie is a scammer. I am not a scammer. It's 4K bits and you freak out like hell. What the heck? I'm not a scammer, buddy. Hoodie, stop growling, you furry. Fuck off. I read my bits, bro. I was trying to slide you to clip form.
Two forms,
okay, sorry.
A physical body and a spirit form. If you're wondering about more omnipotent characters like Error Sans and Core Frisk, they exist in this AU, yet the rules don't apply to them. However, they do serve some importance. A section of the document is dedicated to the societies that form as more ITs split. We see the different character societies initially go at odds with each other, and then slowly start to synergize. Once Gasters all split, they work together to figure out the truth behind this universal merge. That leads us to the routes that can be done. The Separatists—
Fine, yes, I'll watch the Undertale yellow trailer, dude. Jeez. I'm gonna watch it afterwards. Hold on.
Route is the neutral route and has all the ITs separated. Yet, not all the alt characters are spared. Here's where the next—
what? $200 for one episode, Hoodie. Just watch. You know what? No.
In the preservation route, not only is everyone separated, but everyone is spared. This leads the scientists to come close to finding a way to split the timelines. only for an unexpected visitor to stop them. The restoration route is
Gaster?
essentially the genocide route for Helptale. All the variants have been absorbed, restoring, quote-unquote, this timeline to its original state. After enough souls are absorbed, the player confronts Core Frisk, who ends up being defeated. Right when they're about to absorb Core Frisk, Ink Sans halts the player and abruptly ends the game.
I love rewatching Hoodie Do stream. It's like he's still, what the fuck are you talking about? I love rewatching Hoodie Do stream. It's like he's still here with us. I'm not dead. What are you talking about?
So, Ink Sans is another omnipotent version of Sans who can create objects with a paintbrush. Think of him like Maxwell Sans. He's also the guardian of all the Undertale AUs. The true restoration route continues this route. Now the player has to hunt down the Ink Brothers in the world's inner realm. Once they are encountered, they are defeated, and the player continues to take on the god of this universe.
Wait, what do you mean rip Hoodie Dude? I'm still here. Okay, y'all are trolling me. Fuck y'all. I am not dead.
An entity called
I am not dead.
That's meta as fuck. There's also the normal genocide route and an escapist route, which those two are pretty self-explanatory. I think this AU has a lot going for it. The art is actually terrifying to look at. The whole concept of these universes fusing together in a Lovecraftian way is so fascinating, yet so dreadful at the same time.
I find it kind of funny, to be honest. Not even like in a corny edge way. It's just kind of silly that they all just merged, just woke up one day, just merged. It's like that one movie, was it Together or something?
I'm still wondering what caused all this and how much pain the amalgamates feel.
Imagine Gaster was like jerking off and he just like fucking just made this like amalgamation of a universe. Like he imagined, like it was the most silly way possible.
Also appreciate, despite the horrors, we also get that Undertale humor. It's just so unfortunate that it's incomplete. I would have loved to see what the rest of this AU looks like visually. I do appreciate the document's existence as well. To reiterate what I said earlier, it gives us a good idea on how this world works and what the rest of the AU could look like. There's probably a bunch of questions I should ask, but I just don't know what. Just like with Underworld,
that art is phenomenal though. Like this art is phenomenal. I ain't gonna lie, if you're an art teacher and you're walking across, I can hear his voice. He says, "I'm not dead." I'm not. But imagine like if you're like an art teacher, right, watching this video, or not watching, like walking by, seeing your kids do this. What would y'all do if like a student was just drawing this shit or this? Like real talk, what would y'all do? I ain't gonna lie, a guy like me, bro, I'm getting a fire extinguisher, Cuddy. I'm just like hitting the child with like the fire extinguisher. I'm joking, but you know, maybe not low key. I don't. I mean, maybe I ain't gonna lie.
There's a fan-made demo for this AU. Let's just hope it finishes up.
Dude, the art is phenomenal.
These two AUs just filled me up with so much melancholy. I wasn't too big into the Undertale fandom back in the day, especially because I was like 11 when the game came out. However,
I wasn't either. I found it as cringe because there's this one girl in my school who was like hella cringy with Undertale. She was one of those like. Because don't get me wrong, I was a nerdy guy as well, but I wasn't one of those nerds, right? One of those smelly nerds who were like, how do I, like, the type of nerd that would play, like, bendy songs and then dance to them in front of class. That's the type of nerd we're talking about here. You know what I mean? L nerd supremacist. It's not even nerd supremacist. Like, if you're in class, right, and you see, a nerd, like, an Undertale nerd dancing at Sans, like, abridged music, unironically in front of class, smelling like, you know, gonorrhea, like, what would you say? What would you do? You definitely Naruto ran to class? No, I did not. That was you. But do you know about W Place? What the fuck's W Place? No, what is that?
I was pretty aware of how big it was. I remember seeing different fan games and comics about the different AUs and just seeing how creative fans would get. Seeing these projects go abandoned made me feel sad and at the same time.
What is this? Honorable mentions, okay. I couldn't tell by the font. Okay, this extra ass font, bro. Look at this. This is supposed to be an H. This looks like a D. What font? This extra ass font, bro. This aura farming ass font, bro. Sasuke ass font. God damn, could he just be regular? I'm not dead.
With these two Undertale AUs...
Hoodie, am I a goon if I said I would date Muffet in a non-lustful way? I need to know. Go fuck yourself. No, I'm playing. You need some time to reflect though, buddy. Mods, time his ass out. There we go. Belt to ass. Get him out of here. Get him out of here.
Wanted to talk about some projects that haven't been talked about all too much. These two really stood out to me. They had concepts that made them more than just edgier versions of the canon. The world of Undertale AUs expands beyond just those two. There's also Goretale, which mainly exists in the form of art and music tracks. I know some more obvious—
Wait, what music is involved in Goretale? Is it just like like rock music. I ain't gonna laugh. Let me find out one of y'all listens to hardcore metal. You know that one video of like that one Contra saying we're gonna shout out bloods from our cock. Like, you know that video. If I ever catch one of y'all people like tuning into it, one of my fans to that shit, Cuddy, you are exiled from my fandom, Cuddy. You are exiled from every social media platform I have ever gone. I'm not gonna hold you, bro.
Next ones to talk about are Freak Tale, Horror Tale, and
Freak Tale.
Form of art and music tracks. I know some more
I zoned out for a bit. What do you say?
Are Freak Tale.
Golly, Cuddy. Hoodie, just give it one chance or two. No.
Horror Tale and Axe Tale, but I'll just say this. Some of those are atrocious, and others are good. It's just I can't say the same thing about their creators.
I would say, really? Shocker. I mean, I feel like, okay. Here's my thing with, like, I guess the shock horror elements or shock value. I never got the whole shock value thing. I feel like the people who are like heavily involved in shock value stuff, like shock value humor, shock value creations and content, like AUs, there's something wrong with them. It's like it gives off the same vibes as like people who unironically or who tune into like who watch gore for entertainment. You know what I mean? Those people genuinely have some shit wrong with them.
All of these were created at the peak Undertale era, though that doesn't mean that Undertale horror content stops there. It's not always AUs either. There's Slendertale, an Undertale horror fan game with the gameplay aspects of Slenderman.
That's
Essentially,
cool.
You have to find pages to avoid being hunted down by Gaster.
Cuddy, this man Gaster moving fast to crap. What do I have to do for you to watch it? Nothing, because I'm not gonna watch it.
There's also Undertale Eternal Darkness, a version of Undertale that's a lot emptier and grittier. I think I could call it like an Undertale version of PT or Amnesia. A YouTuber, Unaltered User, created a digital horror series using Undertale.
Will you ever make merch? No!
That follows classic creepypasta tropes, a corrupted copy, an entity of some kind, and whatnot. Even Deltarune has a digital horror series in the form of Asheville Lane. I won't get into that one because two things. I haven't finished Deltarune, and I plan to cover the series
I gotta
in
finish
a future
Deltarune,
video,
dude.
so stay tuned for that. And how could I forget? The Mount Ebott analog horror series, created by the YouTuber Dr. Flying Fish. This series follows the world of Undertale in analog horror form.
There's an analog horror of Undertale?
Here's the twist. In the second entry for the series, we follow two cavers exploring Mount Ebott, only for them to be eaten. This is strange because we know the monster's main source of food come from magic. So, what happened? Not only do we get the analog horror presentation, we also get a first-person perspective on this version of the underground. Throughout the rest
That's so cool.
of the series, we see a catastrophe take place in the form of the core being destroyed. As a result, the monsters go through a famine, and Asriel fails to respond to this situation, as it doesn't really affect him.
Why my man lost so much weight though?
It gets to a point where Toriel protests by starving herself and giving all the food to her kids.
Shows them.
This backfires as we see
I've donated around 250 already, Hoodie. How the fuck can you still refuse? Easy. I can't. What the fuck? I look at the chat for 1 second, look back, and I see lists.
here eat Asriel on a point of desperation. Originally,
nice.
I wanted to give this series a proper entry, but I didn't because of 4 reasons. It's already a lot more well known compared to the other 2 I covered. Bored Oranges covered it a lot better than I ever could. The video is already long enough as it is, and overall, I didn't enjoy it as much as I thought I would. In general, I'm not too crazy about analog horror. And
Yeah. I'm not either.
a lot of it has to do with how fatigued I am with the genre. Don't get me wrong, there are still ones I love like Gemini Home Entertainment and Angel Hair, but most of the time I just find myself getting bored. One of my main problems with the genre is that the analog part is more than just an aesthetic. Plus, most analog horror tend to add on unnecessary elements that take away the fear factor.
Someone make a Hoodie Dude horror AU, or not Hoodie horror AU, Hoodie Dude analog horror. I would love to do it. Make it to where like I'm actually like an AI that is like mimicking voices. That'd be fucking hilarious and very cool.
Fortunately,
When do you play in Deltarune? I have no idea.
this series does both. I also have a few nitpicks like the voice acting and how goofy some of the visuals were. Despite that, I still enjoy the premise and writing. It's just that I wish that everything was executed a lot better. Of course, for a series made by one person, I won't deny the amount of hard work that went into this. I highly recommend you guys check the series out for yourself. Maybe you'll think differently.
Dude, the change in music is so funny,
Check the
dude.
series out
Like,
for yourself.
oh,
Maybe you'll think differently.
you got this chill ass music, him like closing it out,
Hard
and then
work that
two
went into
dogs
this.
just
I
fucking
highly
rap.
recommend you guys
Hold
check
on.
the series out for yourself. Maybe you'll think
Hold on.
differently.
Oh, what's good, SVP? It's just as hard as shit. What the hell? This man Casey music tastes diverse as shit.
At some point in the video, I probably used Gaster's theme. If you mentioned the Mr. Peabody and Sherman meme, or holy fuck I'm coming Lois, yep. to cash at me $50.
No! Okay, we're at the end of the line after this
If you got
video.
this far, I really can't thank you enough. For the first time since I made that Bikini Bottom horror video,
The video's a bit too low, is it really?
I was actually really invested into making a horror
Not that bad.
video. Undertale is a game I have so much nostalgia for. It was because of Undertale, I started playing games that inspired it, and games inspired by it. So yeah, I use Yume Nikki music because I actually played the game. And sorry if I keep repeating myself, but these AUs follow concepts that are just so cool to me. Like I couldn't even think of these. I'd love to know what you think.
Valid.
Comment down below your thoughts and any topics I should cover. As I've said many times before, I'm trying to transition away from this horror AU stuff, especially if it's the I word. It's not that I hate doing them. In fact, most of the ones I've covered I enjoy to some extent. It's just not a niche I'm passionate about. When making AU coverage videos, I'm very limited with my creativity. To my misfortune, when I step out of that boundary, those videos perform significantly worse. As much as I appreciate how much those videos blow up, those kinds of videos just feel soulless to me, and I don't want AUs to be the only thing I'm known for. But hey, at least it's better than getting a job. That was cringe. I'm not doing that again.
That was very cringe.
Man, I can finally start that TF2 video. Like, I've been saying I was gonna start it, but I
Server
still
Blight?
haven't. But yeah, I'm excited to start on it. Anyways, take care of yourselves, and of course, as usual, please have yourselves a damn good one.
Bye, Casey. Everyone say bye to Casey Valentine. Say bye.